Today's episode of Chicago Bears Now is presented by Rhone. That is R-H-O-N-E. And Rhone, I get the best dress shirts on the planet, including the commuter shirt, which I'm rocking today. Very versatile, very flexible. I can wear it to work, can wear it out on the golf course. Go to Rhone.com/chatsports. Use promo code chatsports to get 20% off your order today. That's RHONE.com/chatsports. All right, let's talk about the quarterback after another loss, but history on the horizon potentially, as some history was already met as Justin Fields became the third quarterback in NFL history to reach 1,000 rushing yards on the season. But now he even admitted that he is eyeing more. He is eyeing Lamar Jackson's single-season QB rushing record of 1,206 yards. Here's what he had to say on that topic. He said, I'm already deep in it this year, so might as well try to get that record. I think I need, 206 more? So 3 games left. That's about 70 yards a game. We'll see what happens. So Fields currently exactly at 1,000 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. I mean, what he's been able to do this year has really been awesome to see, and I think as all you Bears fans who have been waiting for this your entire life, we've been waiting for this. We have been waiting for this. You got the quarterback. Fields has been awesome to watch. He's getting better and better as a passer, too, with limited pieces around him. I mean, the guy was without his top 4 receivers yesterday, which we'll outline here in just a second. But I think the Bears should try to get this record for Fields as long as further injury is not being risked, because in a lost season, something like that would be quite the achievement, and it would give you a lot of excitement going into the offseason and into next season as a whole. If you think Justin Fields is the guy, smash the like button. I mean, how could you not think that he's the guy at this point in time? Like this video if you think Justin Fields is the quarterback. Now, unfortunately, right now, Justin Fields is a one-man show. I mean, that was especially true against Philadelphia with what he had to play with. I mean, Fields played without Teven Jenkins, who left early with a neck injury. Injury updates later in the show. Darnell Mooney's out for the year. Chase Claypool was inactive. N'Keal Harry was inactive. Equanimeous St. Brown on his first catch of the game, first drive of the game, left with a concussion. Khalil Herbert still on IR, although he's going to be activated this week. But he played without all those guys this week and is still making things happen, still giving the Bears a chance to beat the 13-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Matt Eberflus added to that. It's not just how he's playing, it's how he's leading. He said Justin Fields is leading our offense, but he's leading our football team too. We want to build a Chicago Bear football team. We don't want to have offense, defense, kicking. He's saying we want it to be a full team. He's done a really good job of bringing that and bringing everyone together. Fields is the least of the Bears' problems. Like, if you're still in the camp of, I don't know about Fields, I think quarterback should be on the table this offseason, you're just misguided at this point. Like, am I sitting here saying Justin Fields is a guaranteed elite-level quarterback for the next 12 years? No, I'm not saying that. But you've got so many bigger issues right now. Like, you should be thrilled that it appears that quarterback is not one of the issues. For once, quarterback is not the problem. Problem is you got a lot of other problems. You need receivers. You need offensive line. You need defensive line. You need other pieces. You got to figure all that out, which is why this upcoming offseason is the biggest offseason in the history of this franchise, because you have the quarterback. You got to get the pieces around him. Big few months coming up for Ryan Poles. Today's show sponsored by Rhone. Ryan Poles should throw some of these commuter shirts on because they're very flexible. They're comfortable. He's traveling a lot, watching these college football prospects, getting ready for the draft, and that's what this shirt does. It gives you versatility if you're moving around, if you're playing golf, going to happy hour, if you're doing these different meetings. This shirt, you're going to be good and presentable in all of it. The dress shirt needed reinvention, and that is what Rhone has been able to do with their 4-way stretch technology. Very comfortable, very breathable shirts, even if it's warm outside, which obviously this time of year it is not, but you can still rock these because you're going to be very, very comfortable. You can throw on a blazer on top to have that suit-style look as well. Very versatile, very breathable shirts, like I mentioned, odor-free technology, and you can wash these shirts. They are machine washable. Then you just let them air dry. Good to go as well. Go to Rhone.com/chatsports to get 20% off the commuter shirt today. That is RHONE.com/chatsports. Promo code chatsports to get 20% off when you order with Rhone. All right, let's get to some injury updates. Khalil Herbert set to return, as Matt Eberflus kind of hinted at this last week and now confirmed today that he will be activated from injured reserve and play against the Bills this Saturday, which is good to see because Khalil Herbert, I mentioned last week, is one of the players on this roster that for sure is a piece next year. Like, there's no doubt. Khalil Herbert will be on this team next year and will be a factor. 6 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns on the year, an outside shot at a 1,000-yard season still with 3 games to go. Had he not gotten hurt, I think he would have for sure reached that mark with the way he was playing. But I think these final 3 games will be telling, not only for these final 3 games, but heading into next year. Between him and David Montgomery, how do they split that workload? How do they kind of evaluate here? Because they got to make a decision on David Montgomery this offseason. Do you bring him back? Do you re-sign him and keep this 1-2 punch going? Or do you go with Khalil Herbert as RB1 and then, maybe go sign a lesser option? Or maybe you do go upgrade at RB1 with Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley and then keep Khalil Herbert as Robin? We'll have to wait and see what happens, because Herbert has shown a lot this year as a guy that could be that lead runner next season. Now, who do you think is RB1 right now? Type DM for David Montgomery, type KH for Khalil Herbert. Obviously, both of them are very capable running backs, but I want to know, you pick one runner, who you going with? DM for Montgomery or KH for Khalil Herbert? More injury updates as Larry Mayer provided this tweet saying from Eberflus's presser today, Teven Jenkins' neck injury is encouraging. Jenkins was released from the hospital and is seeing a couple of specialists today. So that's good news, right? I mean, when you start hearing neck injury, I mean, you're concerned, especially when a guy that's already had back problems. Number one, we just hope Teven is okay. But number two, you do have to think about the football side of this. And when you look about this offensive line, obviously we all saw the Philadelphia game. This group needs work. I mean, let's just go through it, right? Braxton Jones, I'm pleased with him. Got beat one time on Sunday against Philadelphia. That's a damn good line, though. I'm okay with that. If he's your left tackle next year, I'm totally content. Worst case, flip him to right, and he can start there. I think he's a surefire starter. Let's come back to Cody Whitehair, because I have thoughts there. Sam Mustipher, he's not a starter. We know that. Lucas Patrick, maybe, but didn't play hardly at all this year. Teven Jenkins, when he's healthy, he's a starter. So you're hoping he's fine, and he and Braxton Jones are your 2 pieces next year. Riley Reif, that's a stopgap option. Al Leatherwood did not play that well this week, so right tackle still up in the air as well. Want to go back to Whitehair here. He might be cooked. Cody Whitehair might be cooked, and you may have to cut him and save some money. And if that's the case, left guard, center, and right tackle are all needs, which really means that you need Teven Jenkins to be a piece. Even if you're worried about his health long term, you need him to be a piece at least next year and hopefully through his rookie contract, which would be through 2024 as well. If he could at least give you that the next 2 years, that would be big. Hopefully he's a 10-year guy. I mean, he's good enough. When he's healthy, he could be a 10-year starter. He's a violent blocker. He's really, really good out in space. It's just, back, neck. This is scary stuff. So hopefully he's a piece next year, because if you also need a right guard, then Braxton Jones might be the only legitimate piece you have. And that means you got to revamp the entire line. And that just makes it tough. Even though you have a ton of money to spend and you're going to have some high draft picks, it just makes it hard to fill every single need. Now, Bears videos are continuing to come your way every single day here on Chicago Bears Now. So hit that subscribe button. We are going to have you covered here on this channel. Don't miss any of it. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. That is youtube.com/BearsNow. The best Chicago Bears coverage on the internet. At least we think it's pretty good. All right. More stuff here. N'Keal Harry, Chase Claypool, Eberflus says they're trending in the right direction. Hope to have them back against the Bills on Saturday, and that's good. You want to see these 2 guys play, especially Claypool. It's the guy you traded for, and you want to see him get some reps with Justin Fields. But I want to see N'Keal Harry play as well. Like, 3 games left. I don't really care about the 7th-round pick you gave up for him. Like, if that's not the end of the world if it doesn't pay off, but when he's gotten chances, he's made plays. Like, I want to see him play, and if he plays well the final 3 games, I would bring him back. I would, come compete for wide receiver 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that range. And, I don't think he's a guy who's going to be a top 2 guy, but, if you have Mooney, Claypool, maybe you draft a guy in the early rounds, and then guys like Harry and St. Brown can round out your depth chart. That's not bad. The problem is St. Brown can't be a number 1 or a number 2, which is what he's been asked to be at times this year. He's a 4 or 5. N'Keal Harry, same deal. I think he can be that for you, but I want to see what he can do over these final 3 games. All right, let's get to the tank updates here as, you're seeing all these playoff picture updates for certain channels. Well, here we're NFL draft order updates, baby. We're bringing it your way every single week, and this was a good week for the tank. I mean, they lost a close game. Justin Fields played well. That's a good result, and Denver beat the Cardinals. So now the Bears are locked back in to that number 2 pick in the draft. I mean, 7 straight losses, and a lot of them close. You almost have to admire how well they've tanked here. The Texans at 112 and won 2 close games last couple of weeks, but they lost both. I think they're going to get that number 1 pick. But now that the Bears only have 3 wins and every other team except for Houston has at least 4, that means when you look at these final 3 games, Bills at home, obviously a tough game. At the Lions, tough game. They're playing well. Vikings at home. They're kind of shaky, but still a better team than the Bears. If you lose out, which you probably will, you're guaranteed a top 2 pick, probably the number 2 pick, because I don't see Houston winning twice. But hello, top 2 pick. Let's ride, baby. I mean, that's going to be huge come draft season because that gives you options. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, trading down because teams are going to come calling for a quarterback, either Bryce Young, Will Levis, or C.J. Stroud, depending on who goes number 1. Other teams are going to call about your pick. You've got options. So if you lose out, you're in good shape. Another good thing is even if you win 1 game out of your final 3, you're pretty much guaranteed. I think you're guaranteed a top 5 pick. Because the Colts have a tie, so even if they lost out, if you're 4-13 and they're 4-12-1, they're below you. We'll just pull it back up here real quick. Thank you, producer Jack. Rams play tonight, by the way, so go Rams. They play the Packers. That would give them win number 5, and I think they could beat the Packers. Baker played well last week. You're guaranteed a top 5 pick, though, pretty much, if you only win 1 more game. You know, if you lose out, great, top 2 pick. If you win 1 more game, still guaranteed a top 5 pick. Could still be in the top 2 or 3, depending on what these other teams do. But you're in a good spot to get a very, very, very high pick if you are Chicago. Now, will the Bears win another game? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let me know. You know, I've thought for weeks that they'll probably win another one, but I don't think they will. The injuries have piled up. They're going to get some guys back like Khalil Herbert, but I don't think they're going to. I thought they were scrappy, played hard against Philadelphia, but they just don't know how to win yet. And, quite frankly, at this point, look, again, I said it last week, I'll say it this week. If Justin Fields balls out, outplays Josh Allen and wins, I'm not going to be upset. But let's be honest, are they going to beat the Bills? Probably not. And that's okay, because if you lose out, you're in a good position this offseason. A lot of money to spend, high draft pick. Let's go, 2023, bring it on. Subscribe to Bears Now, like we mentioned. We'll be live tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time, with our Tuesday live show as always. So be sure to join us for that, and we'll see you guys soon here on Chicago Bears Now.